Hi everyone, my name's Ivory. Welcome to this Spellbinders card making project. I just want to show you a couple of the items that we're going to use for this project and then we can get going. So the first thing is the Spellbinders Petite Sentiments. These are tiny sentiments and there's a variation of different things that they say, ranging from I love you, with much love, for you, congrats, just because I love you, etc. There's so many different ones, ideal for your stash. We've got another set that we use as well in some of our videos from Spellbinders, and I'm saying we, that's royal we, that's me. I've used the birthday sentiments, and they are so useful because they work not only on the outside of your card, but for the insides, and you know we like to decorate the insides as well. So those are the tiny sentiments, and then we're also going to use what has to be, at the moment, just the most ornate die, and it's just so pretty. And I've got to read the name of this because it's quite long. So it's the Shapeabilities Annabelle Trousseau Layering Frame Medium Etch Die from the Chantilly Paper Lace Collection by Becca Feakin. And if I've said any of that wrong, then I apologise, it's my accent. So this die is just so pretty. When you get yours will all be packaged in the Spellbinders packaging that looks like this. However, I've put mine on magnetic sheets already, just for storage, because I've got quite a few, and I needed to sort everything out. So sometimes you're going to see some of my dies on magnetic sheets rather than in the packaging. So that's the die we're going to use, and I just want to show you a few different ways of using it that might be, that you might think, oh, I've never thought of doing that. So we're going to use an Ivory 7x5 blank card base, and I'm simply just going to use my bone folder to make sure we've got a nice sharp crease along the edge, because it looks professional and it makes it stand up nicely. For any new viewers, this is a cardometer, and this shows you the size of the card that we're using, and it gives you a perspective at home of what size the card is. The cardometer is something that I've created to show you basically what size the cards are. So let's get started and let's do the inside first, because this set of dies really warrants us to make the most of it. So what I've done is, using Ivory cardstock, I've die cut the frame. Now you can see from this the detail and just the elaborate detail that there is, and it is so pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my glossy accents, and I've got a new gadget for the top, and it's a fine nozzle. Now you'll have seen fine nozzles before for different other glues that are available. I will put details on my blog of where this is from, for the simple reason I think for my glossy accents it's a godsend, a total godsend. I've used glossy accents for so long and I've never found a tip that works so well as this one. The top of it has got a pin attached to the actual head of the cap to stop it drying up. It's just brilliant, absolutely. So we've added glue to the back of our frame, and now we're just going to drop the frame on the inside of our card and just hold it for a few seconds just so that glue starts to stick. And then I've taken the inner section, I don't know how to show you this. After using this die, you're left with the middle bit. So that's this section, and I've stamped on it using one of our tiny sentiment stamps, and I'm just going to drop that into the middle like that. And that's our inside complete. Now I know there's not a lot of room for a great long message, so if you're sending this to somebody and you want to write them a 3-page letter, you'll have to write it on something separate, because we've just got, you know, to Ivory with much love, Chris. So you've just got enough room for your main to and from. But that's such a pretty inside. Right, so we're going to go back to the outside, and I'm going to just score again to make sure we've still got that crease nice. And the first thing I want to explain is I've cut out a layer for the card, and then I took the die cut of the frame like this. So the layer, the main layer, was the size of the card front, and then I die cut the actual frame with the insert panel in, so the frame as it is. And what I want to do is something that's quite fiddly, so we've got to do it away from the actual card front to begin with. So don't worry, I'll explain what I'm doing, but I'm just taking my tape away first, because well, we need the tape removing. So what we're going to do is take the tape away from the frame like that, and I've got a piece of red ribbon, and I'm simply going to slot the red ribbon through the side slots of the frame. You see how I've done that? And then I'm going to take the outer frame, and I think we'll do this on the card. I did practice this slightly, but I'm just going to add some glue. We'll do this on the card because that might work a bit better. So we'll just add a little bit of glue to the areas at the back of the frame like that, and then we can position that on the front of the card. Now this section that we cut away from the outside, we're just going to add a little bit of glue in the corners so that it will stick. Oops, getting caught up. There we go. I've started going quiet when I'm adding my glue. So now we can just position this over the centre of our die cut like that, and I can pull the ribbon so that we can add it there. I'm saying add, I don't mean add at all. Pull that along. Yes, didn't think this one through, did I? So there we've got the outer section and our ribbon in the middle, and we can just add a little bit of glue underneath the ribbon to make it stick, because we've got something going in the middle, so it's going to cover anything that looks bad from the glue. Next, we've got the next section of the die, and using the very thin nozzle, we're just going to add some glue on the back of it, like that. and take it all the way around, and then we can position it on the inner section where it comes from on the card, like so. Give it a few seconds, press it down, let the glue start to work, like that. And then obviously at home you'll have more time to thread your ribbon and add your glue, etc. So let's just hope that's stuck a little bit now. So next we've got the inner section, and this is, it's kind of like a shield shape of die from the set. And at first I thought, oh, I'm not sure about that, but now I really like it. I've stamped onto it using one of the tiny sentiments, and on the tiny sentiment there's a little heart. I've coloured it in and I've just added glossy accents just to the centre of it. There's 3D foam on the back. So now where we've got the little raised bit from the ribbon, where it looked as though I didn't know what I was doing, that's going to cover it. See, trust Anne-Marie, that's going to cover it up, and you're just going to get that flash of red behind, like that. Then I've used it's like a corner embellishment that's in the set. It's the corner of the actual frame, like that. So you would be able to build the frame up. So they've got more than one use here. But I've just cut it once, and I'm not going to use it for the frame. What I'm going to do is just add some glue on the bottom section where it's wide enough to get the glue on, like that. And then I'm going to add it at the top of the shield layer with the sentiment on, like so. So we've built up the image, and to finish it off I'm going to just add a little red bow that's the same ribbon as the ribbon that we ran through it, and press it down for that tape to adhere. And that is our card finished. So we've got a gorgeous inside and a really, really pretty outside. And the ivory and the red contrast just works so well. So I'd like to thank you for watching, and please check my blog because there's so many other different projects on there, and I shall see you next time.